Presidential election is already shaping up to be a historic event. Two prominent figures are at the forefront, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Their backgrounds and platforms offer starkly different visions for the country's future. The stakes are high, and the world is watching as these two contenders prepare to battle for the highest office in the land. This election is not just about policies, it's about identity, change, and the direction of America. The stage is set, the candidates are ready, and the battle for the soul of America is about to begin. She is no stranger to making history. As the first female, first black, and first Asian American vice president, she has shattered barriers and inspired millions. Born in Oakland, California to immigrant parents from Jamaica and India, Harris grew up witnessing the power of activism and the fight for equality. Her parents instilled in her a strong sense of social justice, which would later become a driving force in her life and career. From her early days as a prosecutor in Alameda County to her time as California's Attorney General, Harris built a reputation as a tough but fair advocate for the people. Her record on issues like criminal justice reform, environmental protection, and LGBTQ+ rights demonstrates her commitment to progressive values. As vice president, she has been a vocal advocate for working families, affordable health care, and voting rights. Her candidacy is a beacon of hope for many, signaling a future where anything is possible. His decision to seek re-election throws a wrench into the political calculus. While Biden has expressed support for Harris, his presence on the ticket inevitably casts a shadow on her own aspirations. Some argue that Biden's incumbency could benefit Harris, providing her with the advantages of running on a platform of experience and stability. Others worry that it could hinder her ability to define herself independently and connect with voters on a personal level. Harris has gained invaluable experience and exposure serving as Biden's right hand. This experience could prove invaluable as she seeks to convince voters that she is ready to lead on day one. Harris must also contend with the inevitable comparisons to Biden and the potential for voters to seek a change of pace. She will need to articulate a clear vision for the future that differentiates her from Biden while still building on the successes of his administration. Her ability to define her own path while honoring Biden's legacy will be crucial to her success. Running on a platform of progress and equality, promising to build a more just and equitable America for all. She is a champion of working families, advocating for policies such as affordable health care, accessible childcare, and paid family leave. Harris believes that everyone deserves the opportunity to succeed, regardless of their background or zip code. A cornerstone of Harris's agenda is addressing economic inequality. She supports raising the minimum wage, expanding access to affordable housing, and investing in job training programs. On healthcare, Harris is a proponent of strengthening the Affordable Care Act and expanding access to quality, affordable coverage. She believes that healthcare is a right, not a privilege. Harris also supports reproductive rights and is a vocal advocate for women's health. Her platform reflects a commitment to building a more inclusive and welcoming America for all. Return to the political arena has sent shockwaves through the nation. Despite numerous legal challenges and controversy, Trump retains a devoted base who view him as a champion of the forgotten man. His appeal lies in tapping into the frustrations of those who feel left behind by the political establishment. A master of branding, Trump uses social media and rallies to connect directly with his supporters. His message resonates with those who feel their voices are not heard. Whether he can overcome the obstacles remains to be seen, but Trump will continue to be a force in American politics. His sights on the White House once again, he faces a formidable obstacle course of legal challenges that threaten to derail his campaign. From investigations into his business dealings to allegations of election interference, Trump's legal woes could prove to be a significant liability as he seeks to regain the presidency. One of the most pressing legal matters facing Trump is the investigation by the Fulton County District Attorney in Georgia into his efforts to overturn the 2020 election results in the state. These legal battles cast a long shadow over Trump's campaign, potentially distracting from his message and alienating moderate voters. Controversies and legal challenges, Donald Trump maintains a loyal and fervent base of supporters who remain fiercely devoted to him. These voters, many of whom feel left behind by the political establishment, see Trump as a champion of their values and a fighter for their interests. They admire his unorthodox style, his willingness to challenge the status quo, and his America First rhetoric. Trump's base is united by a shared sense of grievance and a belief that the country is headed in the wrong direction. they are deeply skeptical of traditional media outlets and political institutions, which they view as biased against Trump and out of touch with their concerns. Instead, they rely on alternative media sources and social media for their news and information, creating an echo chamber that reinforces their beliefs. While it provides him with a solid foundation of support, it also makes it difficult for him to expand his appeal beyond his core constituency. Understanding their motivations and concerns is essential to comprehending the current political landscape and the challenges facing the nation. The 2024 election is a stark choice between two visions for America's future. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump offer contrasting approaches to the economy, healthcare, and immigration. Harris advocates for government intervention to address income inequality. She supports raising the minimum wage, expanding affordable healthcare, and investing in education and job training. Trump promotes tax cuts and deregulation for economic growth. He seeks to repeal the Affordable Care Act. Harris supports a pathway to citizenship for undocumented immigrants. Trump advocates for a border wall and stricter enforcement. The cycle heats up, the battle lines are being drawn, and the fight for the White House will once again hinge on a handful of key battleground states. These states, with their diverse populations and shifting political allegiances, hold the power to tip the scales in favor of either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Both campaigns are laser-focused on these crucial states, deploying their resources and tailoring their messages to win over undecided voters. Among the most closely watched battlegrounds are Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin, the so-called blue wall states that flipped to Trump in 2016, securing his victory. Another state to watch is Arizona, which has trended towards Democrats in recent elections, narrowly voting for Biden in 2020. Trump's continued popularity among the state's large Hispanic population, however, makes it a potential pickup opportunity for him. The outcome in these battleground states will depend on a number of factors, including voter turnout, the candidates' ability to mobilize their base, and the effectiveness of their campaign strategies. States will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in determining the outcome of the 2024 election. The ultimate deciding factor will be the power of the people. Voter turnout, particularly among key demographics, will be crucial in shaping the electoral map and determining whether Kamala Harris or Donald Trump emerges victorious. Both campaigns recognize the importance of mobilizing their base and are investing heavily in voter outreach and registration efforts. For Harris, this means energizing Democratic constituencies, including African Americans, Latinos, and young people, who traditionally vote in lower numbers. Trump, on the other hand, will be looking to rally his base of white working-class voters who turned out in droves in 2016. Beyond mobilizing their base, both candidates will also need to persuade undecided voters and those who may be dissatisfied with their options. The candidate who can effectively connect with voters on an emotional level and convince them that they understand their needs and aspirations will be well positioned to win. The 2024 election cycle reaches its climax. One thing is abundantly clear: America stands at a crossroads. The choices made in this election will have profound and lasting consequences, shaping the nation's trajectory for generations to come. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump offer starkly different visions for the future, and the American people face a momentous decision. The stakes have never been higher. The very foundations of American democracy are being tested, as trust in institutions erodes and political polarization reaches fever pitch. The outcome of this election will determine whether the nation can heal its divisions, restore faith in its institutions, and chart a course towards a more just and equitable future. The choice before the American people is not simply between two candidates or even two parties. It is a choice between two fundamentally different visions of what America is and what it should be. The future of the nation hangs in the balance, and the power to shape that future rests firmly in the hands of the American people.